Jack Dolan and also Evan Tyler and the Dolphins are strong in the middle of the field. Nathan Kapp and Zach Tucci taking the face-off, and Tucci wins first possession for North Carolina tonight. Bresci will make his substitutions, and speaking of midfields that have a lot of talent and have played a lot of games together, this North Carolina midfield with Justin Anderson, Tanner Cook, and William Perry.
All fifth-year seniors. Cook with the ball, the lefty. Perry can spray it with his right hand. Anderson, the alley dodger. So they all complement each other.
Chris Gray with the ball in his cross. Has a mismatch with the Shorty on, and what can he do? Shorty loses his foot.
Such a hard matchup.
Tanner Cook now working goal line extended, rolls back to the cage. Tried to hit Brian Cameron in front. Cameron couldn't pull the trigger, but he does retain possession. Here's Gray. Gets free and scores.
He's got Baker here. It's the subtle move of Chris Gray. Look at his shoulders and his head. He pops for the ball here. Cameron's in trouble. There's the awareness of Gray, too. Being an outlet for his teammate. And the little dip with right now. This dude with the ball right now, McCarthy, 6'4", 220 pounds, and he's a fifth-year guy. He's a man.
25 to shoot for North Carolina. Ball gets put on the carpet. Initially an over-the-shoulder shot. And good hustle to the ball as Jacksonville to win possession on the shot.
Yeah, closest to the ball when it goes out of bounds on a shot. Jacksonville and Baker. You're going to see Jacksonville dive all night long for those type of shots and backing it up to get those possessions. John Galloway's team is predicated on hustle and never giving up.
Quick offense the other way, and it ends up as a goal for Brett Riley. Paul, North Carolina will ride you to death, but doesn't leave him susceptible then to quick offense on the other end.
Precisely. It's the full court press. If you could break it, there's going to be... There you see the face-off rule change. Standing neutral grip. No one knee. Top hand. Almost like you're doing a bicep curl with Chris Cotter in the gym, as opposed to riding a motorcycle.
That's right. That top hand is palms up. Both players are standing. And Paul, it still remains to be seen how much of an effect this will have on the real dominant face-off men that we've seen over the last couple of years, whether they're less dominant this year because of the new rules. Cook easily got by his defender using that big 6'3", 205 frame. 2-1 Carolina.
Well, if you look at Cook here, he's a lefty. He's a Canadian, played a ton of box lacrosse. He's going back to...
Here comes Cook. Double comes. That's going to leave Anderson open, and he buries it.
The experience of this first midfield. You have 3 fifth-year seniors who've been running together for multiple years. Cook, a lefty, finds Anderson. High heat, offside.
Ball down on the ground, and Bresci picks it up. Full head of steam. Third turnover for Jacksonville. Here's Cameron. Switches to his right and scores.
Great awareness by Cameron. 6'4" lefty. Scouting report, all left. Well, he makes him pay here. Bresci brings the ball up, sets a pick. Looks like Cameron's coming to his top side and his left, and he switches to his right. That is unbelievable awareness by Cameron because everyone plays 19 and white as a lefty. And he makes him pay with his offhand. And have some backup, they'll get 2 opportunities.
Got about a 3.5-second difference in shot clock and game clock. Defender falls down, maybe an opportunity here for Gray. Gonna have to shovel a shot and scores!
Wow. You saw the BTB a week ago against Denver. Now a backhand shovel shot. It's actually pretty good defense by Tyler Morris, but Gray in his awareness feels a lot of topside pressure, plants his foot, and doesn't even take another step in the same motion, backhands it there. And man, did you see the biceps on those weightlifting partners?
Yeah, those dudes, and again, those dudes weren't worried about counting their carbs or their macros. They don't care about anything like that. They care about lifting. Put some weight on my back, and I'm going to show you how much I can lift. I love that. Well, Jack Heat came out to take that draw for Jacksonville. Good save, and the rebound was right there in Jack Dolan's cross, and he buried it.
When you watch Jacksonville, their best inside shooter is 42, Jack Dolan, because of his awareness. If you're in the crease, and that's where Dolan makes a lot of his money, you always have to be aware of the
deep at attack. It's just hard to find an opportunity to get these guys playing time, and some of them are just going to have to run out of the box.
I think for Carolina, a lot of it's going to be matchup oriented because they have 5 guys. And when you have Cameron, who's 6'4", if you could put him on a smaller defender, he might be your guy that week. Trippy is so smooth, number 1 with the ball right now. Kind of does a little bit of everything. Kelly, the other guy who rotates in there. A relentless rider, does the little things with your offense.
Wow, that is a shot from distance. Looked like Baker saw it, just couldn't quite corral it.
When you play in the inclement...
In the heels, electing to take a little time off the clock. Patient offensively, still 30 to shoot. Here's Gray. Rolling back to his left, gets a step on the defender. Great pass to Cook.
Chris Cotter. Every time Chris Gray, 4 and white, has the ball, something good happens. We saw the backhand shovel shot, and the ability to break a defense down comes from the midfield, and that's where the pressure has to be if you're Jacksonville.
Stagnita, transfer from Hopkins. Playing from behind the cage. Got that ball up front.
Stagnita was a midfielder at Johns Hopkins. John Galloway moves him to attack, and to be honest, he's probably the team's best passer.
Really nice move coming upfield for the goal for Jacksonville. That was Jack Dolan again.
Dolan was 3 and 3 against Bellarmine. He's a midfielder. He takes Bresci out of his comfort zone. So Bresci's
got his defender hung up, and Bowen up front to Winston. Angle was cut off. Now Stagnita pressured. This is Hedinger. Stagnita finds a cutter, and it's a goal. Evan Tyler this time out of that midfield spot.
Just mentioned Chris Cotter. Who's the best passer on the Jacksonville team? Well, it's the transfer from Johns Hopkins, Matt Stagnita. Eyes up, Tyler.
6 minutes to play here in this first half. Really good first half of lacrosse. A lot of fun to watch. Jacksonville team that will just not go away, despite Carolina playing very good lacrosse. And it's just a 3-goal advantage now. Look out here. Oh, Gray had a little bit of a step, and he scores. That's all he needed.
Come on. You've got to be kidding me. This guy is putting on an absolute show with his versatility. If you are a young attackman and you want a complete game, turn on this tape, man. Away with the plant foot, frees his hands up, so even good defenders, within a fraction of a second, he's getting that shot off.
Violation. Wow, that's that quick. Violation against Jacksonville, and Carolina comes right down and scores again.
You've got Tucci, you've got Tyre. And there's no rush to get them off the field because they're athletes who can make plays for you with the ball in their stick.
And said, Paul, we didn't have a locker room. Things have changed in Jacksonville now. The commitment to the program, a lot of these Southern Conference teams have it, and they've got much better facilities. Shot by Dolan, doesn't get through traffic. Big scrum in front, that's dangerous, and it goes in the back of the net. What an effort by Sam Chase, and Jacksonville remains in this game.
Sam Chase, Johnny on the spot. He had an unbelievable behind-the-back goal against Bellarmine week 1 of the season, which was this past Wednesday.
Jacksonville started to get a little bit more success and then changed goaltenders to Jason Yaquinto. Big Albany transfer who's still in there to start the second half. Man-up opportunity for North Carolina for about a half a minute. See if they can cash in here. That's a shot past Yaquinto, and it's William Perry. One of the hardest shots on this team, and he showed it right there.
Yeah, Perry can sling it. And two things that you see. The little hitch there gets the defense to bite, but also look at Yaquinto's lack of awareness in terms of the way Perry is coming. You know, we talk so much about Chris Gray, but these seniors coming back for that extra year has changed the complexity of this squad from a leadership standpoint, but also balancing the offense when you have Cook, Perry, and Anderson.
Oh, look at Cameron. Just nobody picked him up, so he thought, I'm going to go right to the cage, gets the goal, and we get a flag to boot.
So the goal is good, the officials state. And it looked like a push on the defense. That's wiped out with the goal. So there will not be an extra man for North Carolina because Cameron cashes in, feels the pressure, and he stays away from the crease.
Run out of the box. Here's Tillman. To Chris Gray, now up top. Got Dixon Smith checking him. Now he's got the shorty on him, goal line extended. Watch for Gray to make a move upfield. Finds a cutter, wide open. Nicky Solomon scores for Carolina.
Gray's at it again as a passer. And when you play with Chris Gray, Tanner Cook knows in the first half what to do when 4 and White has the rock. Backdoor your man, well.
You see the rain continues to fall here in Chapel Hill.
Wow, mission accomplished. You're man down for 3 minutes, and the boys in white were swarming and putting a lot of pressure on the perimeter. Jacksonville didn't have a lot of movement in that extra man opportunity. An 8-1 with a shot clock violation. When you're extra man for 3 minutes, you want to get some great opportunities, and then on the opposite side, you deal with that. Wow.
That is a backbreaker. Man down, Chris Gray makes you pay.
Yep. And here's the deal. You're up 3 minutes. You're hoping for at least a goal or two, or at least a couple of opportunities. You get outscored 1-0. You can't win this game.
It's a backbreaker. The lead is 8 at the present time, and North Carolina seemingly doing just about everything right, including that shot right there from William Perry. You're going to give him that shot?
The mini fridge ripping rope. Similar to his first goal, he gets the defense to bite. Everyone knows this guy is a hired gun, right? Who wants to get hit by this shot? You got to eat it, whether it hurts or not. And you see the Jacksonville defender back up. Once he backs up, Tucker Garrity, and he turns.
Tyre wins another face-off after we had a push to Carolina. O'Connell. Another goal. That looked like Kelly. It was.
The boys are buzzing. Carolina has an offense that will keep defensive coordinators up all night because the conductor of this group is foreign white, and his head is always up. And if you play with a guy like that, you know that if you cut pounds, the honchos in the middle of the field, crashes their defensive call.
And Evan Tyler finding the back of the net, giving Jacksonville a little bit of life here late in the third quarter.
Yeah, Evan Tyler, along with Winston, are the two main playmakers, and that's what happens on this play. Winston starts with the ball, gets the defense to shift to the far side.
Again, getting the better of Nathan Cap.
Yeah, Cap was 27 for 31 against Bellarmine this week. I mean, he came in with a lot of confidence. But Tucci and Tyre, to me, athletically, just give you so much at that face-off position for the Tar Heels.
Here's Tillman. Oh, gets his defender off, and Yaquinto is there to make the first save, but then on the rebound, Nicky Solomon puts it past Yaquinto. That was lightning quick.
Yeah, it was. And I love Lance Tillman at the midfield because he played attack most of his life, so he's so comfortable behind the cage. So he's going to feast on short stick defenders. And you see that crossover there. Gets the defender lost behind the twice, and having to deal with Virginia and Syracuse and Notre Dame. This conference is off the charts. I mean, I look at the star power too. You got Gray, you got Sowers, you got guys like JT Giles Harris at Duke. From a defensive standpoint, the midfield from Syracuse, Dordovic, Curry, and Trimboli. Carolina just keeps going after it. And these two teams, Chris, do you remember when Coach Bresci told us, like, they went after each other in the scrimmage?
Yeah. Well, Bresci said, look, those guys were diving all over the field in a scrimmage to the very end, and that was a lesson to his players that we need to play with that type of compassion, that passion, and that heart. They're playing with it tonight. On their 50th shot of the night, they extend their lead.
I think this team is one of his more talented teams he's had at Carolina, hands down, because he's got a true quarterback in Chris Gray. He's got seasoned midfielders, and he's got some defenders who grew up a year ago, guys like Will Bowen. And who knows, the sky's the limit with this Krieg kid in Cage, too. So from a talent perspective, this team is loaded, and you're seeing it tonight. Offensively, going after Jacksonville. And that's Will Perry. Take a look at this shake. Yep, look at that shake. Part of that fifth-year senior group. Cotter, look at the placement on this rip. He gets the defense to bite to the middle of the field, shakes the Jacksonville defender free with that left plant foot. Then the hips are exposed. It's bye-bye, these guys. That's how you get better.
Big to get Evan Egan healthy, too, this year. But you didn't have 100% Will Bowen last year. Evan Egan got hurt last year, so, you know, back to 100% where Coach Bresci feels like those first three polls, you know, you throw Sean Morris in there as Jacksonville picks up a goal. That's Luke Robinson. Feels like now at least you've got Morris who can play LSM if you want him to. Wright's kind of coming into his own. You get Colin Lawhead, who was a BU transfer, just got eligible. So a little bit more depth on that back end, too.
This is a nice pass by Evan Tyler. Robinson get that experience and play 2 hard games in 3 days.
Final 10 seconds being run off the clock by Ryan O'Connell. And North Carolina goes out of conference, takes on a SoCon opponent. Always dangerous. You never know what's going to happen, as we've seen in recent memory, but the Heels